Okay, so we've collected some urine from a pound dog called Maxie in a little kidney dish, and I just got the dipstick out there. Um, it's important to close the lid on the rest of them just to keep them stored, obviously dry and cool, because a lot of factors can affect the way the dipsticks develop, and obviously you don't want anything foreign getting on there that'll change your results. So after about 30 seconds, you can compare it to the guide on the side of the container, which it's got a little index for like protein, glucose, um, red blood cells, and pH and stuff. And yeah, I realized I was holding it upside down. So you can see there, just an example, the most prominent one is that bright green, which tells us that his urine had a relatively neutral pH, whereas everything else, yeah, a bit hard to read from here, but trust me, his urine was normal. Yeah, just being thorough there. And ew, gross. I should be wearing gloves. That's an OHS issue. Okay. Um. So obviously, next up with the same urine, I'm just getting my refractometer out of its case, and I noticed actually that ours was very different to the ones in the lecture slides. It doesn't have like a temperature regulator or anything like that, so it must be self-calibrating or something. So I'm just getting a syringe and sucking out the rest of the urine just so I can get a couple of drops onto the screen there. And what will happen is when I place the plastic cover over it, it'll spread out, obviously, over the reader. So a couple of drops there. And then the trick is to hold it up to the light, and there's a little index on there that tells you the USG. So Maxie's was well over 1050, um, which basically just means it was extremely concentrated urine. Um, Higher numbers are good because it means their kidneys are working. I tried to show you there, but it's pretty hard. All right, and finally for the urine sediment, we've just collected the rest of that urine in a little urine container. We put it in the stat bin, put the setting on urine sediment, and spun it down. So when it's ready, you'll be able to see the sediment sitting in the bottom of the little tube there, all that white stuff. And that's what you want to get basically. So I used a 19 gauge needle so I could suck up some of that sediment and avoid obviously just getting a heap of liquidy urine in there. The trouble with this is that obviously the longer you leave the urine, the more it crystallizes. So ideally you want to do it with fresh urine. I think ours was we didn't do it too quickly obviously because we were just preparing to film and everything like that. So here I am getting a slide and a cover slip ready, just putting it on my little workspace there. And obviously not thinking anything through and taking the needle cap, needing to take the needle cap off before I open the little container, obviously. So the important thing to remember is to face the bevel of the needle, obviously, into the pile of sediment because it helps suck it up. And just going gradually there because I accidentally got a heap of urine in there. Anyway, then I was looking to see if the sediment was at the bottom. Place it on your slide and cover it obviously quickly with the cover slip because you don't want it to continue to crystallize. And yeah, I should really be wearing gloves. So yeah, just put it on old Mr. Microscope and have a look starting on low power. You don't go higher than 100 magnification. So I just consulted my little pathology book to see if I could recognize any of the crystals and tried to give you a look there, but basically it looked like the picture. So Yeah, nothing